5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Listen, I'm just going to get right down to brass tacks. So I was watching a video of Chael P. Sonnen earlier today, and he was talking about Conor McGregor and Islam Makhachev. Now, apparently Brendan Schaub had made a comment about how he thinks that should be the next match that the UFC should put together, and Chael, to my surprise, was actually defending this and warming up to this idea as he was talking himself through the video. And I just have to say, guys, listen, I am a huge fan of Uncle Chael. All right, I really am. If you are a hardcore MMA fan, you are probably a hardcore Chael fan. I am no exception, but I'm just going to have to disagree with him, guys, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's start with this from Islam's perspective, okay? From Islam's perspective, of course he would like to have the Conor fight. The Conor fight is like almost like a belt or an accomplishment in and of itself in regards to MMA or the UFC. You hear guys all the time, I want the Conor fight. Oh, he's going to get the Conor fight. You know, hopefully he'll get that Conor fight. It's a thing. Everybody wants the Conor fight. So from Islam's perspective, of course he wants the Conor fight, guys, and I'm going to give you reasons why. Islam beats Conor. 10 out of 10 times, Islam beats Conor, and I think all of you guys know this. You saw what Khabib did to Conor. Conor is not known as a grappler, and even if he was known as a grappler, he would likely get dominated by Islam, and he's not a grappler. So you already know how this fight goes down. Now, of course, Islam wants this because if you beat Conor, you are instantaneously thrust into superstardom. Okay, that's what happened with Nate Diaz, happened to Poirier here recently. Of course, Islam wants this. Now, don't get me wrong, Islam's well on his way, and he has a large following already, and he has a large region of the world that is literally just waiting on him to get that belt, and then they are going to gather behind their number one guy. So there's a lot of people that already are, and a lot more waiting to be Islam fans once he gains gold. All right, but he's not there yet. He is not a household name. Now, fanatics like you and I, you know, if you're subscribed to my channel, then you're probably a fanatic like I am. You're smart about MMA. You understand about MMA. So you and I mean, we know what time it is. You know, we know what's going on. We know who Islam is. We know that he's basically, you know, we know that he's just awaiting to fight the right people to get the championship, right? You know, hardcores understand that. Listen, casual fans do not. Casual fans do not know his name yet, guys. Islam is wanting that. And he knows that if he gets that red panty night fight with Conor McGregor, then that immediately thrust him into not only superstardom, but the ability to be able to make more money within the UFC. Same thing with Poirier. Hey, Poirier wanted that title, but guess what? Poirier was willing to forego the immediate title shot for what? The Conor fight. Islam is willing to forego that immediate title fight for... See, I told you guys were smart. The Conor fight. All right, so Islam has every reason in the world to want this fight and to be willing to accept this fight because he knows he could beat Conor, and he's going to immediately become a household name and a huge star for the UFC. We all can agree on that. Now, as I've told you guys before, there's a flip side to every coin. Let's flip the coin now. From Conor's perspective, the UFC's perspective, guys, this is not a good match. I'm going to have to disagree with Brendan Schaub. I'm going to have to disagree with Uncle Chael. As much as I hate to disagree with Uncle Chael, I have to disagree. Listen, we'd all love to watch it. It'd be fun. It'd be fun. This is not a good fight. Listen, Conor has lost 2 fights in a row. Conor is right around the corner from becoming that journeyman that is now doing really good in his fight build-ups, but not really good in his fights. He can get a lot of people to want to watch the fight, but once he gets in there, he's getting beat every time. Conor is close to that. He's lost 2. Now listen, we can give him a little pass. You know, he lost to Khabib a while back. So what? Khabib's the greatest ever. We can give Conor a little pass for that. You know, his second fight with Poirier, he lost. No biggie. He's been out a while doing his boxing thing, you know, starting the Proper 12 empire. He's been doing all that. So, and Dustin's been a dog, you know, just competing the whole time, hasn't taken a day off. So what, he got beat by Dustin. We can give him a pass on that. Third fight with Dustin, there's still that element of, well, what if he hadn't had the leg break? What would have happened? Listen, we all know how that fight would have turned out, guys. Conor was going to lose that fight, but you can't tell Conor nut huggers that. All the people who love Conor, you cannot tell them, oh, he was going to lose that fight, because there's still always that element of what if. So right now, where Conor's at, he still has the ability to fight some of the top guys and be a cash cow for the UFC. The UFC knows this, guys, and if they feed Conor to Islam, and then he turns around and loses 3 fights in a row, this begins to hurt the brand of Conor McGregor. He starts to become that journeyman who likes to talk a lot of crap but can't win a fight. It's been okay so far because he's only lost a couple in a row, and it was to Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is one of the top in the division. We can give him a pass for that. But moving forward, guys, we are getting to a point really soon where Conor is going to need to start winning some fights. And let me tell you a secret. It's not going to be against Islam. Wait a minute. That's not a secret, is it? That's right, because you guys are intelligent MMA fans and you understand that Conor is not going to beat Islam. So are we going to put Conor in there to lose his 3rd fight in a row? Now I know someone is going to pull Nate Diaz out of their hat. And someone's going to get in the comments and say, what are you talking about, man? Nate Diaz is a journeyman. He did it. Look what a big star he is. He loses practically all of his fights. Yes, but Nate Diaz does not get finished in his fights. Nate Diaz is a triathlete. Nate Diaz goes 5 hard rounds in only main events, gets beat up, bloodied up, and then almost knocks a guy out himself in the 5th round, aka Leon Edwards' fight. 2 absolutely, completely different things than Nate Diaz losing all his fights but being in exciting 5-round wars, and then Conor McGregor, who hasn't made it past the 2nd round in his last 2 fights. Do I speak the truth? I speak the truth. There's a big difference in those things, and you're going to get to a point soon where people are going to start not having the faith in Conor, despite all of the crap talking, despite all of his pre-fight antics that he is so good at. I get it. The guy can sell a fight. The guy can sell a cup of sand to a guy in the desert who just wants some water to drink. That's Conor. But listen, the public is not dumb. The public is very intelligent, and they are going to demand something more. And you can't just put Conor in there with a nobody, but you also can't feed him to a guy who is going to dominate him. It's just not going to work. You're going to have to put, and I've said this, you have to put Conor in there with someone that he can beat, guys. And it is not going to be Islam Makhachev. I mean, I'm going to have Tony Ferguson. Wait a minute. Did I just say that out loud? That's right. I just said that out loud. Tony Ferguson is a guy who Conor can probably beat. He is a shell of his former self. But at the same time, Tony Ferguson is a huge star in terms of MMA. He is a household name, and he still puts butts in the seats, and he's still going to get people to want to buy that pay-per-view. All right? So if anything, Conor needs to be in there with someone like a Tony Ferguson, someone like that. It is not good business for the UFC to feed Conor to Islam. It's going to get to a point where they're not going to be able to pull all of these big pay-per-view numbers with Conor when he can't win a fight. When he can't win a fight. But at the same time, you can't put him in there with a nobody for his namesake because he has such a big name. So you're going to have to find some way to meet right in the middle with Conor. You know, you can't put him in there with a no name, but you can't put him in there with a guy who is a killer and a killer sambo grappler who is in the very top 5 of the division where you know he's going to lose the fight. Listen, you know, you're going to get people to watch the fight. It's Conor McGregor. You're going to get people to watch the fight, but then what? Then what? He gets finished in the first round, and then you're going to try to take that same guy and do another huge, massive pay-per-view event with him 6 months later when he's lost 3 in a row and 5 out of his last 6 fights? I mean, come on, guys. You see where I'm getting with this. As much as I love Uncle Chael, as much as I respect him, Chael, come talk to me, brother. Come talk to me. That's just not going to be a good move. And I don't think it's going to be a good business move for the UFC. No, yeah, Conor wants it. Of course Conor wants it because Conor is, for his own namesake, is trying to keep himself in the top. He's trying to keep himself fighting guys who have their own level of hype. He wants to get guys who are moving up towards the top and up towards the top quickly. Because Conor wants to go in there and pull off an upset and clip Islam, and then if that happens, he's right back in the title picture, baby. He's right back in the title picture. Now, is that going to happen? I doubt it. I doubt it. But from Conor's perspective, as long as when he gets back in that octagon, he's fighting one of the top guys, that's what Conor is concerned about, having those top fights against the top guys. And he's one of the only guys that can, you know, lose a bunch of fights and then still get back in there with the top guys. By example, Nate Diaz. But again, we've already discussed this. There's a difference. Nate Diaz is in 5-round wars. Conor is getting finished. Okay? Big difference. Chael, come holler at me, man. Let's talk this thing through. Let's talk it through. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time.
For the bus, got no time for the bitches. Rebel 못한 남은 내 노래마저도 예매. Get the money back, new click, new whip, never put it back. Pay.